Hi, I'm Dan Bullock, and I'm the fellow for the open source software team. I'm a PhD student in computational neuroanatomy at Indiana University Bloomington.
Hi, I'm Crystal Zhang. I'm the intern on the team. I recently graduated from Smith College studying math and statistical and data sciences.
Hi, I'm Morgan Klutsky. I'm a rising senior at Indiana University Bloomington, and I study psychology and cognitive science.
And we're joined by our team here at UVA, along with our partners at the National Center for Science and Engineering Statistics with the National Science Foundation. Now, part of our team's name is open source software. But what is open source software? As opposed to traditional software products whose constituent code isn't visible to users and which is actually charged for, open source software is typically made freely available and is made available for reuse. But for these reasons, it's actually kind of difficult to track its influence in the economy. And so our partners at the NCSES would like us to help develop some tools for tracking open source software's impact. Given that any individual can make contributions to open source software, we'd like to know if these contributions are coming from the academic, business, governmental, or other sources. In order to do this, we'll actually need to divide users into sectors of software productivity. We're fortunate enough to be able to use GitHub as our major data source. GitHub is currently in code with more than 30 million users globally. In this way, it's also one of the richest resources for open source code. Furthermore, GitHub has a number of social media features that allow users to disclose information about themselves, for example, their workplace and/or personal email. By using these bits of information alongside other data sources, we can begin to get a sense of which users are a part of which sector of the economy. And in doing that, we can begin to divvy up their contributions to open source software projects. So some of the questions that we can begin to answer this summer are, how many users from each sector are contributing to open source software projects? Which academic institutions are contributing the most to open source software projects? Which cities are the most productive for open source software? And finally, which countries around the entire world are actually the most productive for open source software? So if you're at all interested to the answers to those questions, please join us in the open source software Zoom breakout.